One of the weirdest things about dating is that you can be completely normal around almost everyone. Then you meet someone you really like, and suddenly you become a different person. You start thinking about what you're going to say before you say it. You wonder whether she likes you. You analyze her reactions. You start filtering yourself because you don't want to say something that screws it up. And instead of actually enjoying the conversation, you're sitting there thinking, don't fuck this up. I know exactly what this feels like. When my ex of 5.5 years left me, I started dating again and I really struggled. I'd go on dates or finally work up the courage to talk to someone I found attractive at a nightclub, and I'd completely overthink everything. I'd get so nervous and stuck in my head that sometimes I genuinely couldn't think of anything to say. And for a long time, I thought I just needed to become more confident. But eventually I realized something that made dating significantly easier. I needed to stop trying to impress women. And I know that sounds like really obvious advice. You could tell someone, stop trying to impress her, stop overthinking, it doesn't matter what she thinks. Great. But how do you actually do that when you're sitting across from someone you really like and you really want them to like you? That's what I want to explain in this video, because I eventually realized there were a few changes in the way I looked at dating that naturally took away all of that pressure. And the biggest one was understanding why I was trying to impress her in the first place. Think about this. You probably don't try anywhere near as hard to impress someone you're not interested in. You can talk normally. You say whatever comes to your head. You don't analyze every facial expression. You don't leave the conversation wondering whether that joke you made 45 minutes ago ruined everything. Why? Because you don't feel like you need to win her over. But then when you meet someone you're incredibly attracted to, and suddenly the stakes change. Now you want her to like you. And somewhere inside your head, there's this feeling of, okay, she's incredible. I need to up my game. Don't say something stupid. Don't be boring. Don't come across as too interested. Don't mess this up. And that's where the pressure comes from. You stop treating her like another human being that you're just getting to know and started treating her like something you need to win over. In a sense, you put her above you. You're saying, she's already good enough for me, now I need to prove that I'm good enough for her. And once you understand that, you can start changing the way you approach dating. One of the biggest shifts for me was realizing I'm not trying to convince every attractive woman to like me. I'm trying to find the right woman for me. And those are two completely different goals. When I was younger, if I'm being completely transparent, my standards weren't that high. I wanted a girlfriend, I wanted someone to spend time with, I wanted someone to have sex with, I didn't want to be lonely. So if I thought a woman was really attractive, that was already enough for me. She was hot, so I wanted her, which meant the entire interaction became about whether she wanted me back. But as I got older, that started to change. I had been in different relationships. I had watched other people's relationships, and I realized being with the wrong person can make your life significantly worse. So being attractive no longer was enough for me. I wanted someone I could genuinely talk to, someone with similar values, someone with similar goals, someone I actually enjoyed spending an enormous amount of time with, someone who brought peace into my life rather than chaos. And eventually my mindset became, yeah, she's attractive, but I don't know whether I actually like her yet. That completely changes the interaction. You're no longer sitting there thinking, how do I make her like me? You're sitting there thinking, who is this person? Do I enjoy talking to her? Do we have similar values? Do I actually like her personality? Could I see myself spending a lot of time with her? And more importantly, does she seem to genuinely like me too? Because I don't want to spend my life convincing people to be around me. I only want to be around people who actually value me and want to spend time with me. I remember being in a nightclub in New York with one of my clients, and I started talking to someone who I thought was absolutely stunning. And when I was younger, that alone would have been enough for me to start trying to impress her. But my mindset had changed by this point. And at some point in the conversation, I basically said, I think you're really attractive, but I don't know your personality well enough yet. And something interesting happened. She started trying to impress me. She started saying, oh, trust me, you'll like me. Oh, I studied for this. Oh, I do that. And she just started saying all these things where she was the one trying to impress me. Now, I'm not telling you to go around saying that to women as some sort of attraction technique. Please don't turn this into another script. The important part was the mindset behind it. I genuinely meant it because being attractive was no longer enough for me. If someone's incredibly attractive but we have nothing in common and I can't talk to them, and we want completely different lives, and being around them makes my life miserable, why would I want to date them? And once I started thinking this way, attractive women stopped having the same power over me. I could think, holy shit, she's gorgeous. But that didn't actually mean I need to make this woman like me, because I still didn't know whether I actually liked her. But there's another part of this that made a huge difference for me. Eventually I had to learn that some women are going to like me and some aren't. And it's not my job to convince people who don't like me to like me. And I remember one day I was out in Brisbane and I felt like going on a date. So I went for a walk through the city and started conversations with women I was attracted to. And I probably spoke to like 10 or 12 women. And none of them were that interested in me. And I wasn't that interested in them. Then I spoke to one more woman and we immediately got along. We went and grabbed a coffee together, we went for a walk, we kissed by the water, and eventually we ended up going back to her place. And experiences like that started to give me proof that I didn't need everyone to like me. I can go and talk to 10 women who aren't interested and then meet one who genuinely likes me as I am. And that completely changes what rejection means. It doesn't automatically mean there's something wrong with me. It can simply mean we're not a good match. Think about your friendships. You've probably met thousands of people throughout your life. How many of them became your best friend? Probably only a few. That doesn't mean the other 99% of people that you met are defective. You simply just had stronger personality overlaps with certain people. And dating is the exact same. There are women who are going to meet you and think, holy shit, where has this guy been all my life? And there are women who won't be interested in you at all. And there'll be plenty who are somewhere in between. Your job isn't to develop the perfect personality that somehow wins everyone over. Your job is to find the women you naturally click with. This is why I hate giving someone the advice of, oh, just be yourself. Because if you're sitting across from someone thinking that she's too good for you, and you're desperately wanting her to like you, and you're terrified of losing your opportunity with her, telling yourself not to care isn't going to magically make that pressure disappear. You need to change what's underneath it. You need to genuinely believe, I'm enough for the right woman. You need to have standards beyond, oh, she's just attractive. And you need enough experience being yourself around women to realize some women will genuinely like the real you. Once I realized this, that's when I finally started being able to relax. I'd talk about the things I actually wanted to talk about. I'd say the things that I actually thought. I'd joke around naturally. I'd express my interest when I was interested. And if she didn't like me, that was okay. Because I wasn't trying to build a relationship with every woman I met. I was looking for the one person who was right for me. And eventually, that's exactly what happened. I met my fiance. And one of the main reasons we were so compatible is because I wasn't trying to manufacture some version of myself that I thought she would find attractive. She got to meet the real me, and I got to meet the real her. And then we got to figure out that we actually liked each other, and that's what dating is supposed to be. So the next time you're sitting across from someone you really like, and you notice yourself starting to perform, and you're starting to think about what to say, you're analyzing whether she likes you, you're trying to sound more interesting, you're worried about being too keen, you're thinking, oh, don't screw this up. Remember, you're not auditioning for her. You're two people figuring out whether there's actually something there. Yes, she's attractive. Great, but what else does she have going for her? Do you actually like talking to her? Do you like who she is? Do your values line up? Do you want similar things from life? Does she make an effort with you? Does she actually seem to be excited to see you? And can you be yourself around her? Because the goal isn't to become so impressive that every attractive woman wants you. The goal is to meet one woman genuinely excited about, have her feel the same way about you, and build an amazing relationship together. And you don't find that person by convincing the wrong women to like you. You find her by being yourself and allowing the right women to self-select into your life. And when you genuinely understand that, dating gets a hell of a lot easier. But with that said, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll chat to you in the next one.